And I'll share my screen. I like how it's like every video starts with me saying, let me just share my screen real quick. It's like every time. Cool. Sweet. Half size, stretching out. Cool. Cool pose, man. Yeah, I like it.
I wonder why.
Igor had asked for a pose here, Nikolai, so I choose something like this to help inspire the end of his shot here. All right. Should I just hit play?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Nice. Cool, man. This is really nice. Yeah, awesome. You know, like you have a lot of great ideas, and you hit that last pose really well, like timing wise. Tosses it, and then that's great. Yeah, I love the presentation of that too. Like you have that anticipation, and then and then just crumbs fall down. That's awesome.
I think he should blink like 3 times.
Oh yeah.
In a row, really quick.
Maybe. Blink, blink, blink. I like it just as simple as it is right now.
Or maybe 2.
What might be good for me is like he's like this, and he's like, oh, like you just see his like face go from here to here, like after the crumbs fall, because he like he realizes, oh, and then like it cuts right there. So you have like some reaction, but it's not a whole pose, you know. It's just like a little bit of a reaction.
So can I change like whole expression of face without changing any body?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you might want to do a little bit in the body, like if he's like this, and, he's like, and he's like, oh, like you might just have like a little bit of a down in the shoulders. Yeah, just like maybe the shoulders and like maybe the head just moves a little bit, so it doesn't feel super still. But for like my advice for that part is just keep it in the face mostly, and I think that's all you would really need. My overall thoughts on your shot, like you pushed it really well. Like your progress on this was really fun to watch. I think going forward with what you do next, keep thinking about like pushing the timing and really getting into the pose and working things within the pose like you applied here. There might be a little bit more you can do as a general thought to kind of push timing in a way that like when he grabs the paddle here, there might be some experimentation you can do where this transition from here to here could be perhaps more defined in a way that doesn't slide down his chest so slowly. And his pose, there's a little bit of, the pose transition from here, shoulders up, to like his shoulders come down, and his chest rotates this way, and then it rotates forward. Try to think of ways you can simplify that. So it goes from here, basically to here, and perhaps all you would need is a longer hold on here and a quicker transition into here, you know, into the next pose. And so what would happen is, and it's kind of sometimes I feel like it's a director call too, but so that's why I say it's kind of experimentation for you. But as he grabs it here, comes down, like tosses it again, or is this end? He goes from here, and he's like, oh, and he tosses it. Think of like going from here. He's like oh, and he's like, and he tosses it. So like you have a quick like from here to here, and think of basically it's a way to further define all of the moments that you come across in your future work, so that you can just simplify things more pose to pose, and then you don't have to worry so much about some of the complex physics until you get those sort of pose to pose things lined up. And you did a great job with it here. I think in general, as a general sensibility, I think you can keep pushing yourself in that direction. More pose to pose ideas, and and then apply the physics after that. And that'll make it feel like it's not so pose to pose after all. You know, it'll feel pose to pose in the blocking stage, and then when you start applying physics, it'll break it up nicely. And I think I would push you in the future to sharpen some of the timing and some of the emphasis. Motorcycle. So like on this idea, it's great. Like the idea here is awesome. I think what you could do is think of the up and down a bit more. Try to push the arc overall of his body, so that he anticipates a little bit more. Like when he steps backwards here, his body can kind of come down overall. Then it comes up and then down again. You know, for that. So down, up, down. So his basically you'd be translating his hips up and down. So his whole body comes up and down with it. And then that'll feel super stiff. So then you can break it up with like the bending afterwards. Yeah, and then also think about, you know, what does timing do for the attitude? How can you push the attitude with those sort of fast transitions versus slow transitions between poses? The example I just was looking at was when he flips the paddle here. You know, he flips it backwards and then forward. This is it has a physics feeling, which is a great observation. You know, it feels like it's got weight. It feels like it has proper physics when he tosses the paddle. But as an idea in general, you know, think about what else could you do there that pushes the idea even further. And so because he is at the height of his confidence here, maybe it would be interesting to experiment with even faster toss, you know? So he's here and he tosses it, but maybe he's here and he goes like that, like super fast and confident. And in that case, you could even do like a little bit of a like a rotation in the chest and everything to really emphasize the kind of acting. And so timing, pushing the timing in itself can emphasize the acting in a way that kind of comes together with the kind of basic physics, can help to inspire the acting as well. So timing and then physics, and then what does that mean for the character, right? So yeah, I think just in general in the future, keep pushing yourself to emphasize that kind of idea.
Can I ask, so timing for acting concerns energy. If you like tired, you'll move slow, and if you're energetic, you'll move fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So basically, I mean, typically that's that could be a general guideline. Like the third what? Sorry.
Third option, energetic or low energetic timing.
And then, well, I guess the third option would be those moments where you break that rule. You know, you flip it around, and that can be an interesting thing to explore as well. You know, if you're tired, and then suddenly you have to move fast, because you're dodging something, you know, that could be breaking the rule also. And then the recovery could be really slow. You know, if you're super tired and you're like, like someone's like throwing something at me, like, oh my God. And you're like, and the recovery is just like super slow afterwards. Then like, like that contrast could be an interesting thing. And so I guess maybe the third option would be to break the rule and try the opposite.
Cool.
And in this case, I feel like because he's been gaining confidence with his tossing skills, he's like, well, if I can't do anything else, at least I can toss a paddle. And then at the very end, he's like, wow, look at me. Even though he's still a bit tired, he's got the last little bit of energy he has. He's just like putting it all into that last toss. And that's why it goes into the ceiling, because he was too energetic with it. So that could be, just things to think about in the future. And, you know, you can even, if you want to do any of these notes, feel free to send me something in the future. If you want to address things later on, you're welcome to always message me with work in progress. So it doesn't have to be, you don't have to be finished if you don't want to, but you know, if you're too busy, it's totally your call. So
okay, I'll send today.
Today? Okay, great. Perfect. I'll get it in the morning when I wake up tomorrow.
Yay.
Yeah, you've done a great job with all of this, you know, and I think it was unexpected. Even the reference came from an unexpected place and ended up being a very interesting idea, I think. So I think it's really cool.